guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at a bit of a new game on the channel. It's not one I've ever covered before. I've played it quite a bit though. Between this one and Farming Sim 19, we are looking at Farming Sim 22. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to just look at like the UI basics and what you kind of need to be keeping an eye on, and what's important, and what other stuff that you can just kind of ignore and not really worry about. Alright guys, so to start off with our UI, I've hopped into another tractor because I want to show you what this is all about. Now, above on the top left, you see the little picture with the tractor and the two boxes, on one in the front, one in the back. So what them boxes hide, what they are basically whatever mods you have attached to your tractor. So if I detach the front part, you see the white box disappears. Um, and it's very important to keep an eye on that picture, because if you have multiple things on the front and the back of your tractor and you need to work, you know, both of them, or you need to take off one and you're dropping one by mistake and you don't know why it's happening or whatever it may be, basically you can swap between these tools. If you look on the controls helper, Y on controller does that, and if you watch carefully at that picture, different um the different parts highlight. So that means that you're swapping between them. So if I want to drop my plow on the back, you just keep going until the back part is highlighted, and that means that now you're controlling that part, and there you go, you just dropped your plow. So if we pick our plow back up and we want to drop the front part again, you will cycle through your tools until that's highlighted, and then there you go. Now you drop the front part. All right, that's just something very simple to miss, but it's very important to know like how to cycle through your different equipment. Staying in the top left, guys. If you do not have this window in the top left, go into settings and go to general settings, and at the very top you'll see help window. That is turned off if you do not have these. Turn that on. Control panel help window is very useful when you're new to the game and you're just not sure what certain machinery does. It's a good way. You can just pick up the machinery in the back of your tractor, hold down left bumper, and just see what the different options are. And it'll give you a rough idea of what each one does. So just staying in the left side, guys. At the bottom left, you have your mini map. Obviously, it's like any other game. You have all your different vehicles. You have the different farms. It's just a mini map. You guys know how mini maps work, I'm assuming. Top right, you have a couple of different things. There's nothing crazy up here, guys. You have sun and cloudy. Like it's sunny with a bit of clouds right now. Basically, is what all I'm saying. Um, you don't really need to pay much attention to the weather. The month is important. We'll get into that in a second. The time, same thing. You can sleep at any time. Um, each day is a month. Or you can change that in the settings, but each day is a month. That's just something you have to remember, and it is important. And we will get into that in a sec. Uh, Money, obviously, in the top right. If it's in the negative, you're you're doing something wrong. Um, Bottom right. So there's a few things down here you need to know about. Um, the yellow bar with the spanner beside it, that is how damaged your tractor is. If that gets down to red, and if that bar empties, basically your tractor is going to break down. You can't drive it. You're going to have to repair it. Don't let that happen. It can be expensive to repair, so always keep maybe 10 to 20k just for your repair. If it starts to get low, you're going to have to get yourself a bit of cash, or you're going to have a tractor that's not usable for a while. um, the bar underneath it is fuel. Obviously, don't run out of fuel, you can't drive it. On the left is on the left of them bars is your speedometer. Obviously, the speed you're going. If you notice underneath the big zero right now, there's another number, 53. That is your cruise control. So when you're driving along, you can, um, so you don't have to hold down the acceleration. Or if you're doing, say, you're driving the trailer alongside a combine harvester to get it to load your trailer while it's working, you can set a speed so that you won't go over that speed. And all you got to do is you got to hold both bumpers down, and then you'll see on the top left it says change cruise control speed. And as I'm doing that, if you look in the bottom right now, that speed is that number is going down. So I can tell it to go at kilometers an hour, and that's it. I'm not pushing anything right now. He's driving on his own, and yeah, that's cruise control. It's just something that you guys should know how it works, because it is important. Now, obviously, guys, if you hold down your right trigger and drive, you can go above the cruise control speed limit. This is only for when you turn it on. It cuts instantly back to the speed that you set it for. So if for some reason you have cruise control on and you're really slow and you don't know why, that is probably why you have it set to a slower speed. So that's pretty much it for the basic UI, guys. I am going to talk to you a quick bit about just a couple of things in the menus and um, what the months are about. That I did say I'd bring that up. All right, guys. So the first thing I'm going to talk about in the actual menus is the map. On the right hand side, when you open up the map, you have all of these filters, and all that's doing is it's showing you what's planted in each field right now. So if you go and you turn off some of these, the fields are just going to turn like a brownish color, as you can see. All the colors are disappearing. So that's all that is. All them different colors. It's just showing you what type of crops are planted. And there's also other things like growth. You can see like what's growing right now. If you turn it off, they'll turn brown as well. What's harvested. So you can look at this when you're trying to buy land to figure out, oh, is the field already harvested? Am I going to get any crops if I buy this field, or do I have to go and plow it right away to start planting? It's usually better to buy a field that still has crops on it that you can harvest when you start the game, because you just get a bit more money, you know. Um, it's not always the case, but you know, you do kind of want to get a bit of free money at the start. Um, right. So then the next thing on this, just on the map section still. Sorry, guys, map section still. How to buy land? Very simple. On keyboard, you push X. On controller, you push down the left analog stick, and the whole map will turn into this brownish color. With your right analog stick or your mouse, you select then which area you want, and then down on the bottom left, you'll see the value and how much it's going to cost you to buy. So everything in blue is highlighted. So depending on what you want to buy, you can buy a full little compound, kind of like what I did down here in the south, or you can just buy a huge field and buy what you need to harvest it to get that first big check. Um, but yeah, it's pretty basic, pretty simple, guys. But some people do struggle with the menu at the start. So next up, we won't get into this one. We're going to go into the crop calendar. So this is why the months are important, guys. Um, each crop can only be planted in a certain time, and it can only be harvested at a certain time of year. So right now, green means that you can plant, orange means that you have to harvest. So right now we are in September, which means we can plant wheat and barley. We can also plant canola, and if you scroll down, you can plant grass nearly the whole year round. And there's the ones at the bottom are nearly all year round stuff, but the main crops up on the top and down to the grapes basically, they're like a monthly thing. You can only do it within a certain amount of time. Um, the thing to know about harvesting, guys, if you let it go, say we had, what field is this here? If we had a wheat field at the top here, that the harvest has just ended, that means you can't harvest it. The plants have actually died and your harvest is gone. You have to resow all your seeds again and better luck next year basically. Very important. Do not um let your day end without finishing your harvest if your harvest is coming to an end. Right, guys. The next thing is the pricing of the crops. You can see how much crops are selling for before you plant anything. So you can see like what's maybe worth selling and what's not. Um, Cotton is always good. It sells for like 2k. This is per 1,000 liters though as well, guys. So the bigger the field you have, the more you're going to make, and that just goes for any crop. But with the bigger money ones, it kind of gets out of control really fast. Um, just do take in mind, guys, like because they sell for more, sometimes they cost a bit more to plant as well. So just keep that in mind, because some of them might need extra machinery or whatever it may be. But anyway, that's how you can see how much they sell for. And then if you go over to the right, you just do that with the directional pad. You can say you're going to sell to the grain mill. You can tag it. So if you hit tag and then go back to your map, it will be flashing blue and white like this one up here. And then if you're out of the map altogether, that big green beam, that means it's what you've tagged, so it's over in that direction. So moving on, guys, is the vehicle overview. In here, you can see just different things about your vehicles. You can see how long you've owned it, how long it's worked, what the durability is on it, and how much. I think that's how much it is worth to sell. Now, I want to say, I think that's right. I could be wrong about that last part, but I'm pretty sure that's how much it is to sell right now if I wanted to sell it. And here is just your finances. You can see exactly what's going on there. Animals, we don't have any animals yet, but this is where you can see a list of whatever animals you own. Contracts is for another video. It's just a way of getting some money in game when you're a bit low. And you should be doing contracts, but it's for a different video. We're not going to get into contracts now. Just know that it is important. Alright guys, so the last thing I'm going to show you is the buy menu. So on keyboard that is P, on controller it is select. So in here you can see the different brands of machinery, you can see all the vehicles, all the trailers, all the different objects like pallets and bags of seeds, all that sort of stuff. There's packs here, you can see used vehicles, owned items, leased items, these are mods, and then you have this is where you can go into construction and you can like place buildings and stuff like that. So like you can just pick a big garage, and if I wanted to, I can just plop it right here in the middle of that field. And obviously that field will be gone then, but you'll have a big shed. Anyway, back into the buy menu. So just something else, guys, to do with the shop. Whenever you buy machinery, trailers, anything in these three tabs here, the vehicles, tools, or objects, any of these items you buy will not just like teleport to your farm. If you look on your map and you find the basket picture, this one right here, this is the store. So if you uh, select it, whatever button that may be for you, for me it's right analog stick, and you can visit it then, so you can just teleport to the shop. So as you can see, there's a couple of seeds here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to buy a random trailer. Hang on, let me just grab it, this one. And there you go. So the trailer just kind of appears at the shop. Um, and this is like the case for every item, guys. No matter what you buy, it just appears here at the shop in this yard. Not well, depending on the map. If you're on this map, it's in this yard. Other maps obviously have different shops. And just one other thing to know about the shop, guys. If you say you buy a tractor and you forget to put something on it, or you need to put the forklifts on it or whatever, and you can't, drive over here to this section, talk, well, not talk, but open up the dealer. Your tractor will be on the list here. You can customize it and you can add different parts to it. And this is also where you come to repair your tractor if you don't have your own workshop. So that's just an extra little thing that I've added in there. But guys, that's pretty much it for the shop. It's very simple. You just kind of look through any items that you might see here, and if they're not in your game, guys, it's because I have mods. I have mods for to add in different vehicles and stuff. Like I have there's so many mods. Like you can get a Doom buggy, you can get a Mustang, you can get these trucks with the backs not on them, and you can add like little trailers to them and stuff like that. It's just little things to help add more variation to the game more than anything. And I do recommend getting mods. Alright guys, and just the very last tip, guys, I should have said this earlier in the video. If you own multiple tractors like this, like I do here, you can flick between them very quickly with the directional pad. So as you can see, I'm just hopping around to all of my different vehicles right now, and you can do it like you can go left and right, back and forth, whatever you may be. Um, it's just a very quick way to get around your farm if need be. Alright guys, so that is pretty much it for today's video. And if you did find it helpful, please do throw a comment down below as well if you have any questions about anything, and I will be sure to answer. And just keep an eye on the channel because there will be more videos coming out. That's it. I will see you in the next one, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.